good, YouTube? It's your boy, Young Equity Chris.
And it's your boy, Young Equity Devin. Let's get it.
All right, guys. Just as we promised, we'll bring you today's video about semiconductor companies. And we got two for you today. The first one up, Nvidia. Ticker symbol NVDA is right around at $500 a share. And Devin, tell them a little bit more about the company.
So Nvidia has a chip processing company. I believe they're into the gaming realm right now. I know that the company is getting a lot of backlash because they're creating a crypto mining chip. And a lot of people in that gaming world believe, hey man, if you're going to pander to the gaming community, you need to stick with gaming. But it seems like a lot of gamers feel like they only care about the stock price. But I'm not a gamer, and I'm also not really too familiar about what's going on with crypto, but I do invest in Bitcoin. So I am bullish on this stock, right? Right now it's sitting at 500, and that's pretty low because Nvidia was at around 691 a couple months ago. So there's only room to grow at a price of 581 cents. What are your thoughts?
You know, me personally, when it comes to gaming, I'm more of a console guy, you know, PS5 till the day I die. Nah, but seriously, I'm not one of those build your own PC to game type of people because personally I prefer Mac to a PC anyways. So I'm bearish on Nvidia, although I know that there is an increased need for gaming, but the kind of gaming that's getting an uptick in popularity are the kind of gaming that does not need these super, you know, heavy duty graphics cards or chips, right?
Right.
So cell phone gaming, things like that, I see what you're saying. Get me on board with that. Nvidia, I mean, they're even having issues with supply with the GeForce. So it's like, you know, can Nvidia keep up with demand? Will the demand still be there when Nvidia can increase the supply? I'm not sure. But I mean, in the long run, this is a long-standing company. I think in the long run, it will be good. But definitely as a short-term play, I think I'll pass.
So didn't you say something like they were selling their chip on StockX?
Yes.
And it was going for like what?
3x.
3x. So how do you feel about that? I mean, how does that impact the stock and how does that impact the company?
Well, if you can get a GeForce chip for $411 retail and you can get Nvidia stock for $500, I think I'd rather buy the chip and sell it for 3x on StockX.
How many chips could you buy?
That's the thing. Nobody can get their hands on any. That's
That's
the issue right now. But no, in all seriousness, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of hype going around about the chip right now. Of course, whenever anything gets to StockX, just expect the prices to be overblown. But at the end of the day, that's not increasing the revenue for Nvidia because the people who need the chips can't get the chips.
So, you know, I know that there's a craze around esports. A lot of guys go on there, they make a lot of money on Twitch, and they're showcasing their skills either on Call of Duty or, you know, 2K. I'm a 2K guy. You know, I don't really get involved with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I play 2K or whatever. I'm pretty good on sticks, but
for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't really get involved with like super gaming with like, you know, violent games or whatever. But anyway, it is what it is. I try to play around with like virtual reality every once in a while. I think that's pretty dope. But I wouldn't consider myself a gamer. So I'm not buying these products, but in the market that we're in right now, I feel like this is a great play. And like I said, I mean, if the play had already gone to 691, it definitely has that potential to rise up to 691 again. And like you said, it's a long term. In the short term, I say buy the dip.
Okay.
Yeah, buy the dip.
Okay. Well, Young Equity Devin says buy the dip. And I say in the long run, I'm bullish, but we'll see. The next stock up, ticker symbol AVGO, Broadcom. So this is one of the first stocks that I've invested in with long-term intentions since I started the channel. And I can say it's been paying out greatly for me. I'm up more than 20% in the stock, but it also pays a really good dividend. And Broadcom, they, you know, provide modem solutions. They actually provide Bluetooth solutions for things like cell phones and computers. I mean, Broadcom makes a lot of things work. And you know, with the increased need for internet, with people working from home and things like that, Broadcom is a great company to invest in because they will be providing the semiconductors that will basically push the future forward.
I'm kind of bearish on this play just because there's not a lot of growth in the short term, but I definitely feel the dividend play. And I know you've told me your dividend stats, and I feel like if you increase that share over time, you can definitely benefit from those dividends. So if anybody's looking for a dividend play, Broadcom is definitely a great company to invest in. Other than that, I would say I would pass on it. You know, it's kind of expensive. And like I mentioned before, there's really not that much room for growth. Now, 20% gains is great any year, any given day. So I'm not going to, talk crap about those gains, but a lot of people want to make money and, high risk, high reward.
No, I understand, and I'm actually I underestimated it. The growth was actually 30%.
Okay,
more
that's
or
solid.
less the same.
Yeah, that's real solid.
Right now, the price is currently sitting at around $453 a share, and I got it back for about $350 a share. So I mean, it was a stock to get involved with back then. People told me it was too expensive. I bought it anyways. And because it's a very stable company that hasn't really been affected by the moves of the market. I mean, it got almost up to 500 and came down to this $450 mark. But even still, that's far and ahead of what I bought it at. So I like Broadcom. I think it's a stable company. I don't think you stand to lose much by investing in this. But of course, do your own research because I am not a financial advisor.
And I'm not an expert.
But you have one ETF for these guys.
Yeah, so there's a ETF out there. It's a triple leveraged ETF in semiconductors. It's SOXL, and it will have all the plays that we have mentioned and some others. I think they have Micron Tech in there as well. And I think maybe AMD, but don't quote me on that. AMD is also another good stock for you guys to get involved in if you like semiconductors. But SOXL, do your research. It's an ETF, and it houses a lot of companies in that semiconductor industry. One more thing. They just had a 15-to-1 split. That price was at, I think it was like somewhere around $650 or something like that. Now it's sitting around 30. So definitely buy that.
Yes, sir, man. That's a lot of good information for these guys. Semiconductors companies are responsible for a lot of the products we use today, so it only makes sense to get involved with them. You get exposure to the tech industry with less volatility in comparison to some of these, newer companies that are coming out. Your Palantirs, even though we about to dip on that, these companies overall are just more stable. But thank you guys for tuning in. It's Young Equity Chris.
And it's your boy Young Equity Devin. Let's get it.